Okay, so we will start with the theoretical part first, huh? So this is going to be more interesting as previous topic was also quite very much interesting. Like we were talking about level of detailing and developments. Okay, it's going to be like that similar one, but just like when we talk about that project planning and management, or when we talk about product life cycle, no, this is something like that that cycle or the type of ND simulations, or you can say the modeling part are going to be covered over here. Okay, so I'll take directly, I'll start with that 1D BIM. Okay, so when we talk about that 1D BIM, now what is that? So it's basically is going to be like research and planning. So first you need to understand what is research. Okay, research is somewhere when basically you analyze something or you design something. We think like that. Okay, we give a new product after a research, or we are doing something on an existing research and we get something out of it. Okay, so it can be at any of the domains, either it is automotive or a building design, anywhere. Okay, so 1D BIM is going to be your research on existing conditions, first thing. Okay, after that, regulations. We are going to talk about the weathers. We are going to talk about the site investigations. See, it's basically when talk about that existing conditions are going to be like previously whatever that work we have done on the building designs, or we get any project, how basically we are going to be in a organized way working on it. Okay, so existing conditions are going to be like we have already worked on a project, and we have a data. We know if we are going to get in similar projects, almost like having little bit of difference also. So we have basically an existing documents and data via which we can basically make our work easier. Okay, that research is going to be important. For that, the documentation is going to be very important. We need to be very processed. After that, regulations are that your Indian standards, just like we talk about Indian standards, or whatever that basically while we are doing any design or planning, or we are doing any work on any projects, we need to be following those standards. Okay, so regulations need to be followed. So that are basically your ISO standards that I told you, 19650. According to that, the documentations will be done, as well as that communications will be done between the departments. Weather conditions and site. See, weather is something is going to be different at different places. Okay, just like when we talk about structures, no, we basically talk about wind analysis or earthquake designs. We talk about the zones. Okay, either I am in Delhi, the wind is going to be like little bit 47 meter per second. Okay, and if I'm going to talk about it's going to be like coastal regions like Port Blair and others, it's going to be quite higher end. And when you will go to that hills, it's going to be different. When you will go to that desert areas, it's going to be different. Okay, so that is that weathers are, are going to be different, and according to that we need to decide, and we need to work on the projects. And the site investigation is going to be important, just like for example, whenever just macro basically projects are being delivered, what basically in that beginning that team does. Okay, that is that basically 1D BIM part. That is they do research on that particular area or that land where that columns are going to be fitted for that metro. So they check out that what is that water level, what is going to be that quite high standards to make those pillars, and where is going to be that position where that best output is going to be there, or that strength is going to be more better. So that investigation, site investigations are going to be very important. And we the most important thing is when we talk about site investigations, we obviously see that analyzing the land. Another part is going to be like we are going to talk about the areas, how much area is that, and in that particular area what is the requirement of the client we need to plan. Okay, now second part, one is that research I already told existing, one is absolutely fresh in civil engineering. I'll not say it's going to be too much bigger one. In the standards it can be, but when we talk about research in that other domains like automotive or something, every time we talk about that performance efficiency need to be increased. So every component basically need to be doing that new research also or existing research also. So I'll not go in that part. Second one is planning. Okay, planning is very important. Whenever we talk about planning in all the, basically it's not like it's in civil engineering or we are talking about BIM, but we are going to be specific towards that BIM. It's basically concerned to all the engineering branches. Okay, any of the projects basically we are going to do, it's going to be having a start day and it's going to have an end day. Okay, so in that case we talk about primeware also, that is basically a planning tool where man, machine and material need to be planned. And when we talk about this 1D, when we are planning, so here basically uh, we need to plan like what and how we are going to create the rough geometries. It can, that projects can be any, no, just I told you, it can be a metro, it can be a airport, it can be a mall, it can be any. Okay, so the planning for the beginning to the end, that is going to be important. And what we do in that 1db, I have specifically written strategies we are going to make. See, strategies are going to make our work easier. Okay, we need to be, that is the part of planning. If you are not making your strategies, that how you are going to plan your work or project, and the team, that coordinations, that's basically is not going to help. If we are doing that proper strategies, you are going to save a lot of money and work time. So money and time both are going to be very important, so we need to be performing these projects on time. After that, estimation is going to be important. Okay, just like I told you, estimation and costing is going to be an important, and we have studied in our civil engineering also. If we are basically calculating a wall width and length, you can basically calculate number of brick also, because we know the brick size, so you can calculate that. You can calculate the volumes, you can calculate the weight, even you can estimate the materials concrete, okay, in cubic meter. So estimations can be done in Revit. Okay, that is building estimating and costing, we can perform there also, and even manually also. First thing is going to be manually. Okay, with the, so a client needs that basically what is going to be that actual cost when I'm going to complete my project approximately. So planning I already told you. Okay, so this is your 1D where we are going to do research and planning. After that we have 2D. Okay, 2D BIM, that is your building information modeling in 2D. So production of 2D drawings and project documentations, view and plans. Okay, so this is going to be an important one. Here comes that AutoCAD, that is going to be your systematic design or scientific designs which we are going to create on the softwares. Okay, so here all the documentations means obviously the sizes, rough drawings and finished drawings about the projects, that 2D drawings are going to be created. Okay, that is basically a 2D. So we are going to talk about the production of 2D drawings and project documentations, V and plans. So there are different views like what are that elevations, okay, east, west, north, south, you can say that, or even you can go with that front, side and top views on which basically we are going to design. So these are going to be like 2D orthographic projections like 2D. So these are going to be the drawings we are going to create after the research and planning. Then comes our 3D. Okay, I'll take that quickly. If you have some queries or something like, you can interrupt me and ask me in mid also. So, and right now we are on that 3D BIM. 3D BIM basically is the production of the 3D model, where you are going to do the rendering, walkthroughs, laser scannings. Okay, need to understand that basically it's much more than that. So it's around, when we talk 350 LOD we already communicated. And here what is happening, that we are going to do that rendering of the building which we have modeled. Okay, after that the walkthrough is going to be there. Walkthrough is something that you can virtually see your building from inside and outside virtually before you start the production or the construction. Okay, so scannings can be done basically to see the reinforcements and other part. So BIM projects contains that MEP design also. I already told you that it's basically heat ventilation and air conditioning work, electrical work and plumbing work, and the clash detection interface. Okay, so clash detection is basically between the modeling, between the structure, between the MEP. Okay, so this is your BIM 3D. So I'll move to that next one, that is your, you can see here we have that hydraulic work also, that is your plumbing work. You can see your electrical components also, and you can basically see the modeling part also, the structure part also. So it's a cut section basically. So when we talk about the major components, no, it's going to be your conceptual mass. Then we talk about the model in place, and then we talk about the building elements. These are basically parametric design where you can do the changes. Okay, so editing is going to be very important, and below structure you are able to see it's the combination of all architectural models, structures, and MEP. Okay, so these are going to be like parametric designs. We are going to get that scientific output from them. So here when we talk about that 4D, 4D BIM is basically your model federations, virtual constructions, construction planning. Okay, so when we talk about these three things, first thing in my mind is going to be the scheduling timelines. Okay, so here we are basically planning. Okay, so we are doing the scheduling for our project for man, machine, and materials, equipment deliveries, how that equipments are going to be delivered, that is the raw material, prefabrications. Okay, so basically it's going to be like a virtual construction and construction planning we are going to do in that 4D. That is basically the time scheduling. Okay, the time basically how much it is going to be. You can talk about that little bit of planning part also, that day one we are going to start the project and up to the end whatever our basically scheduling timelines are going to be there, and according to that man, machine, and material. Okay, so this is your 4D. And when we talk about that 5D BIM, it's detailed cost estimation. Okay, detailed cost estimations and material takeoffs. I told you this is your building estimating and costing part. Quantity extractions and fabrication models. Okay, that quantity extractions are going to be done, and here what is going to be done, that is the first part, that is what if scenarios, life cycle cost. Okay, what is the life of the building. Okay, that totally today, no, if you are going to buy a shirt also, that company is already worked on that product life cycle. Okay, so what is that product life cycle, that is they know what is going to be that life of that product. You go for a car service, they will tell you to change brake pad, that is going to work for 20,000 kilometer. Okay, so similar is for that building and their structure, 45 years or 50 years, whatever. So that cost comparison and logistic they are going to work, and what is going to be their life cycle cost. Okay, and that is your cost part, which is going to be involved in 5D. 6D sustainability, building performance, energy simulation system performance. Okay, so here something very important, nowadays it's in trend now when we talk about energy ratings, lead, and BIM. Okay, I'll take this component separately also. This is your building performance. Okay, so that is going to be your energy simulations, system performance, sustainability when we talk about the building performance. So this is basically concerned to the energy. Nowadays they have been involving that part also. I'll make it more briefer when I'm going to create some example out of it. Okay, so this is your 6D where your energy simulations will be done. 7D is facilitates management lifecycle BIM strategies. So facilitate management life cycle BIM strategy is going to be like you're talking about the BIM as built maintenance. Okay, whatever you are going to do, obviously that future you need to be very careful about planning that what is going to be that life cycle, and how we are going to maintain that. So this is going to be working on that facilitate management for maintenance of that particular BIM part, building information modeling. And obviously the most important thing when we talk about 80D BIM, it's going to be safety, security, and emergency plan. Just like when we talk about it's going to be that firefighting components, as well as when we talk about the medical, okay, emergency plans, that exit and entries. So a lot of things are there when you are going to put that electricity components where it should be located. So safety is going to be very much important, that we need to plan, and that is the part of ISO 650. Okay, so it's mentioned in that how you need to be taking care of. Okay, so when you are designing that building, so that firefighting components need to be installed, as well as when you talk about that exit and entries and walls and windows sorry, exit need to be very much clearly made, that if there is some fire or some earthquake, how you need to escape, or that building design is should be according to that Indian standard codes, either it is earthquake design or it's wind analysis. So these are all concerns of that safety. That's why need to be. And even we know that there are residential buildings which are not too much complex and critical. Okay, but when we saw about the critical building, these are going to be like your hospital buildings, or we are going to talk about that military buildings, okay, where that security needs to be very important. Okay, so this is your 8D. Okay, so I'll come back to now. So one more slide was there. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, we mean that project life cycle I told you. Okay, so planning first is going to be the planning, then we need to design. Design is the creative part where you are going to see these all things are going to be elaborated. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to take this slide. This is an interesting that BIM is going to be taking off. So I'm going to take this tomorrow. So today we will start with that practical now. Okay, we are going to be talking about AutoCAD. So this is quite very much interesting, so I don't want to mix it with these all ND of modelings. Okay, so I'll just minimize it and we will move to the software now. I'll try to make it that most of the tool we can cover today. Okay, as well as I have shared one or two plan also with you. I'll try to make one or two things out of it, and after that it's going to be very important that you need to practice on it. Okay, so what we are going to do here is basically left of commands we are going to start. Okay, in draw also few of that commands were left, so I'll just come out within this. So we were done with that splines, both splines we did. After that construction line, and obviously the ray is basically I told you we are going to start it from that end. Okay, just like for example again I am going to tell these all things in that horizontal, vertical and angle I have explained. But if you are going to click any of that vertical and your ortho is going to be on, these are basically your construction which are not going to end. These are basically your infinity. So after that this one is going to be one side. Okay, this is only from that point it is going to end, and these are basically used for sections and plans. Okay, when you are going to create your buildings sections and plans of any other, it is can be a ground floor or a first floor. Okay, separately we do that. I'm going to work on that also, but today I'm going to complete these tools. So after that we were talking about multi points. Okay, so here that multi points are going to be important. Okay, just I told you multi points basically can be utilized in that lining profiles, or you can do that splines or splines CV on that particular. So here we are, when we are going to click, so one problem which we can see here now, that lines these points are not visible. You can see these are that points, but these are not visible. Even we zoom them, it's not that right one. So to increase their scale or size, no, what we need to do is we need to just type PTY. Okay, this is your point type. Click on this. Okay. So need to repeat some of that part, or it's fine? No, modify only 2-3 commands I have done. Today we are going to cover that. Don't worry, we are going to take that part also. Okay, and rest basically, no, in the theory what I have covered is only the ND modeling part, 1D to 8D. Okay, great. Fine, no issues. Even I'll share. Even I am also recording that. I'll share that link with you. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Done. So I'm just moving again back to that software. Okay, so here what I was doing, I'll just do it again. So see, I just did that, repeated that construction line, and one is your ray. Okay, these basically are used for making the sections and plans. Okay, so right now we are towards that multiple points. So when we talk about multiple points, just I told you there are points but are not visible. Okay, so normally when we are working, it need to be visible when we do that selections. Okay, and that applications I told you we can use in that line profile, or we can use for that studio spline, that spline profiles. Okay, so if I want to increase the size of these points, no, there is a shortcut. I told you right now also. Again, I am telling you. This is your. I'm going to select it again. Okay. So just click on this. Okay. So there is a shortcut that is your PTY. Okay. You need to type PTY and just enter. This is, you can directly enter also. You can click on this. Now you can say there are basically different shapes and that point size also. Okay. That size is also given. So you can basically do that part. So here if I want to take that point, any of that shape, like I want to pick it like this and just do it. Okay, can you see now these points are quite bigger and are visible also. Okay, so normally these are going to help us when we are going to create anytime that points. So another point over here is going to be your divide. Okay, so divide is something which basically is like you want to divide your lines. Okay, so for example I'll pick a line. Okay, I'll pick a line and I'll create a line of like this much of that size. This is quite a bigger one. Okay, 5,000 or something like that. No issues. No, so that size needs to be defined. Okay, I'll just created a line over here and now I want to divide this line. So what I need to do is I'll either you can select it before also and then go there and click on that divide. It's asking for that select the object to divide. Okay, I'll just click on again. Now it is asking me number of components. Okay, number of points you can say, or number of division you want to do. So I'll just say like 20. Okay, I'll written 20 and just enter. Can you see here? So that size of that point I have increased, that's why it is visible right there. Now see, when you are going to create that sections, no, so see, when we are going to use this construction line, here you can see now the purpose of that construction line. Just you have to do what? Their points are there right now, so you can do the drafting setting also. Right now it is not selecting the center points. Okay, so or points, so you can go for that D drafting styles. There is a drafting settings over here, DS. You can see midpoint is not on, even intersection is on. Okay, nearest tangents we don't need that. Nodes you can say. Okay, nodes basically are the points. So just do it. Okay, now you can go here and what we need to do, just pick pick that construction. Now see, and you can take that vertical now. Okay, I need that vertical. Just now what we need to do, just nothing, just go on clicking. It's going to be an easy way to check out these all points. So we have 10 points. It's quite easier to create these points. So 10 division of the total it has done. So there are going to be like many. So you can see here it's vertically. If you want to do that also, right now I have created that. So if we are having that vertical line and divided one, we would have created this sections plans. So this is basically that section plans you can create according. So after that, if you want to delete these points, no, you can even delete these points. There is no need of these points, so you can delete them. So like that, basically there is no need of that points, you can delete. So this is basically the divide, and you can use that projection lines for construction. We have another one, that is measure. Okay, measure is to basically measure any of that distances or line or whatever you want to measure. Okay, so here also you can see it is available, measure distance. So I feel like that when we talk about that measure, no, it's not going to be too much important because it's going to be helping from here. So it's map out is going to be important, you can say, and the rest basically are your 3D commands. This one and this one is going to be important. So when we talk about wipe out, no, it's going to be like I have an sorry, I'll just escape from there. I have a rectangular block, and you can just do the hatching inside it, and do that hatching, increase the scale. Okay, increase the scale quite, because I have not taken that limits for that paper size, so I'll do it like 100. Let's see what happens. Or even you can reduce, you can take this one. Okay, so click it. So we have an hatch over here, and I can basically edit it also. Right click and you can hatch edit over here. You can basically reduce the scale over here, like I want to do it 50. Okay, just I want to do what right now, I want to whip out. So this is your whip out command, that any of that profile you are going to make here, that is going to whip out, it's going to cut from there. Okay, so just like we are going to have any of the polygon, I'll pick and take it like this. You can make inside it 4 side is fine, or you can say 6 sides. 5, enter, give a center, inscribe you can take, just like I have taken this component. And after that what we need to do is just create escape from here. So when you are going to select this component, no, now I'm clicking on that web out, you can just click on this component. It's asking about that erase the polylines. Yes, can you see now? This is that whip out, it's going to omit that material from inside that. Okay, so you need to do that. So this is your whip out. After that, this is, if you want to highlight anything, these are shapes, just like for example, when we talk about these hatchings, no, or any profile you want to give the details, so you can just make like that. I want to make detail of this, so I'll just create. You can see here it is just going to highlight. You can write the text inside it. So this is your different shapes over here. You can go just like I'm going to pick the rectangular one, so you can pick the rectangular part over here, give the height. Okay, it's basically defining. You need to define the point, and see, actually, no, what I did is, like when you are defining these all commands, no, just like I have taken that rectangle, you need to understand, it's asking about the recloud object. Okay, you need to have one corner point. This is my corner point. It's asking about that opposite corner point. Click on that. Okay, there are 2 points it's asking, so that space is quite lesser. Otherwise these are only the highlighters over here, which basically you can give the detailing of your geometries. Okay, for major commands, when we talk about, we have covered in that AutoCAD, sorry, draw one. So right now we need to work on that modify. Okay, I'll repeat these all commands once again. 4 commands are only we have done, that is your move, rotate, copy and mirror. Okay, so what we need to do is, when you are going to move any of that component, no, you need to select that component. Is asking you want to move that component. I'll just click on this rectangle. Now just either right click or you can enter. So it's going to ask you the displacement point from where you want to displace this component. So just click here. Now the direction you want to displace, or you can write the distance also. Okay, so wherever you want to display, that is your vertical or horizontal. If we are going to off this ortho, no, it is going to rotate, you can move anywhere. Okay, so right now I don't want to do that, you can move anywhere. So this is your move command. After that we have copy. Copy is that you need to copy any of that identity, select the component, right click. Now it is going to same, it's going to ask you from which point you want to copy. You can take it as a center also or a corner also. Okay, so you can just click on that center point. Now you can see that copies. Okay, that multiple copies automatically, that in 2025 they have given. Okay, and like it is showing you horizontal and vertical. If you are going to put it like this, it's going to move anywhere you want to put. So these are multiple copies you can create with the help of copy command. After that, we are having rotate. Rotate is simple if you want to rotate any component on angle. So just click on that rotate. Similarly, it is going to ask about that profile. This is my profile I have selected. Right click. The point from which you want to give the angle, just click this. And after that, if you want to give that directly angle, we know the quadrants actually. This is 0 to 90. So I am going to give it like 45 degree and just enter. This hatch is going to move also in 45 degree. All the component is going to be on 45 degree. After that, mirror is there. Mirror is obviously the opposite reflection. So like if I have a line like this or any of that, already I have these lines. So I'll just go with that mirror command, select this component and right click. It's going to ask you a reference line. So you can sorry, even you can define the points also according to the point or line. You can take it basically at any angle. Okay, ortho is not on, ortho is on, then it is going to only take in the particular distance. Okay, so you can take it anywhere you want to do. So this is basically that mirror. Or one way is that like I have a line over here, ortho I'm going to do just I have a line and I have a mirror command over here and just select this component, right click. I'll just click on this and then click on this. Oh sorry, I've done that. Mirror. Select the component you want to mirror, right click, then it's going to ask you for that selection. This point, yes. So yes means that original component will move. If I would have done no, that complete copy need to be done. Both component need to be remaining over there. So this is your mirror. After that we have our scale. Okay, stretch and scale. Okay, these are two commands which are going to be important. So you need to change the scale of any geometry. I'll take that stretch separately for a component. Okay, right now that geometry is not available according to it. So scale is something which you want to increase. So just I'll select this, right click. Now it is asking the base point. I'll say here. Now you can say you can directly increase or you can write 1:1, 1:2, whatever you want to write. Okay, just like this. So your geometry scale is going to increase. Now comes there are two commands like fillet is there and chamfer is there. Okay, blend curve is basically used in surfacing. So these are going to be too important. So right now if we are having any of that rectangle, okay, so you can make a rectangle over here and after that we can use these two commands. So fillet, obviously it's going to be and giving radius to the corners, and the application is that that sharp edges are not going to damage either the assembly or any building or any of the chairs or tables you are having. That corners are sharp, it's going to hurt you. Okay, so we need to make them round or fillet. Okay, so basically is quite a very small radius. So again I'm going to put that. Okay, so just give that, click that radius. It's going to ask you like I'll talk about like 100 because the geometry is quite. So just click on this and then okay, so this is your round surface. And if we talk about the another one, that is your chamfer. So chamfer is going to be like, click on this, then click on this. It's asking two things, that is your distance and angle. Just click on this. It's a very quite smaller one, so you need to give a proper distance. So here first thing is you need to define the distance. Okay, distance is like I tell it like 200 mm. Okay, so that means that both side 200 mm chamfer it is going to cut. Okay, so just enter. So click. So this is your chamfer, both ends it's going to cut that material. After that we have your explode command over here. Okay, explode command is something just like I'm going to select this geometry. No, it's basically one identity. So I want to break these all things. So what I have to do, just click on explode, it's going to break these lines. Now if you are going to click, it's our individual lines. So this is basically your So now I'll take one more command, that is your array. Erase is simple. You want to erase any line, you can just click here. It's going to behave like trim. Okay, so erase is to delete something. We will take array now. Okay, here we are going to talk about only polar and rectangular. This will also be discussed, but right now we are going to discuss about rectangular and your polar array. So if we talk about that rectangular array, it's going to say you select the object you want to array. Okay, so just like I want to array this body. Okay, so just right click. After that, automatically it has taken vertical and horizontal array. So here you can see that tabular window is going to open. So what we need to do, number of columns. Okay, these are columns and these are rows, and distance between them is this. Okay, so what we are going to do, if you want to increase like 6, you can increase the number in column. So you can see that columns are going to increase. If I am going to increase the rows, like I want to increase by 4, right now it is, so you can write like 5 now, and just number. So you can see, so this is that way you can make the array use. Okay, so basically arrays are going to be like you can make a lot of practical components out of it, and just do it. Okay, so this one is going to happen. And when we talk about that circular array, no, circular array is going to be like I have a circle, and you can create a line over here from the center, and just do it perpendicular. Right click, enter, and you can make a circle again over here, and just give the diameter over here, that is this much, or you can even zoom it. Okay, click it, so it has automatically selecting the end points and other things. So you can erase this, and again you can pick that, and actually you can just go and define that. Okay, so we have a very small circle over here that is not looking good, so you can increase the size. You can increase the size. Okay, it has gone again over there. So you need to go for that drafting settings. Okay, try to change that, otherwise you can do it over here. So now we have this circle over here. What we need to do is we need to array it circularly. So just click on that polar array, just select the object you want to array, right click, it's going to ask you the center. See, this is asking you that 360 degree you need 6 component, I'll say 8 components, it will change it. Okay, so you can see now that almost at 45-degree angle it is going to be each component. So you can change the angles, everything basically here. So this is your array. So this is that basic part. We are going to taking few of that more examples over here. Even in array, that is your creativity part, that just like if you want to have that selection, we are having this complete component selection. Like I have selected only that, few of the components are not selected. So no worries, just I am going to pick this array, and it's asking me from where you want to rotate. Okay, so anywhere you can go and click, like I'm clicking on this particular line, so you will able to see this now. Whatever you have selected is on 360 degree, and the same you can do in this case also, and you can enter. So this is your both circular, and that is basically it is going to follow the path I'm going to do separately. Okay, so that most important commands left over here is the offset. It's going to be very much utilized when you are going to be making the plans and floor plans. Okay, so just like we are having a line over here, we are having a circle over here, we are having a arc over here, 3-point arc. Okay, you can make any of that arc. Okay, so we are having these bodies, and now if I want to do offset is something which is going to make the lines on that particular, you need to define the distance only, just like I told it, like 100 mm, and enter. Now you can see it's a less distance, so it's not showing actually, so you can increase the distance. Okay, so what we can do is we can click on that offset, and I'll write it now 500 mm, enter. Now you can just now you can check it. Okay, this is your 500 component. So even when you are going to right click, no, it will ask you for multiple. If you want to make multiple lines at 500 you can click here, and then what we need to do, just click. You can only click and that lines are going to automatically build. Okay, similarly on other entities also you are able to do that. Offset, I just give it like 1000 this time. Enter. Select this component. Which side you want, you need to take that arrow, click, select, internally select. Like I want multiple, right click, go for that multiple option, click. Those side you want, you can take. So it's basically easier to work on any of that project. Either it is open component also, you can do it on that open components. Like this is open one. Okay, open arc, enter, select this, you can click. Okay, you can do anything with the help of that. This is going to be very useful when we are going to make our projects. We are going to work. These modify commands basically are for making our work easier. Okay, so here I have left with that stretch, with that example I am going to take, and rest we are going to start tomorrow, the left out 2 commands, and then with this. Okay, and obviously one basic thing I told you that was our this plan I have shared. Okay, this plan I have shared with you. So this is in meter, that is the most important thing. Okay, so in meter, if I'll try to make this much of that plan. Okay, so first you need to understand this plan. When we are designing this plan, we have this living room, then drawing hall is there, and then kitchen is there. So how we need to make it on AutoCAD, how we need to start that project. Okay, just like we are having that almost raw commands and modify commands, we will easily make these all things. So you will know also that how easier it is going to be, but if before that you need to calculate these all dimensions. So here you can see basically this wall, that wall thickness is 0.3 meter. Okay, that geometry is in units or meter. So here that 0.3 meter is there, and from this to this wall, that length is 4.5 meter. Okay, so we are going to add these both inside it. So when we talk about 4.5 and 0.6, it's going to be almost 5.1. Okay, so this length is going to be 5.1, and this side it's 4.2, and 0.6 it's going to be 4.8. Okay, so how we are going to create this things and how to make those doors. So let's go here. Now what we need to do, we will go for that new one. Okay, we'll go with that new project, or you can even add from here. Okay, so need to change the units first. UN, enter. Need to define that unit as meter. Here basically you can see that meters are there, and you can reduce the scale by 0.0 and just do it. Okay, so my geometry is basically in meter now. So when we are going to define our geometry, so I know I'll take that line, click on that perpendicular, I'll start it from here. We can check out our geometry over here. We know that was your 5.1 only that line, and here that distance is like 0.3, then 4.2, then 6, and then 0.3. Okay, so we are going to make that plan. So how we are going to do that, just make that line first. This is how much bigger it is. So this is your like 5.1. Okay, I'll just type 5.1 and click enter. It's quite very small, so you can just increase that, you can zoom that. Okay, otherwise that is the best way. You need to either do it with limits, or you can make a paper space. Okay, A4, A3 or whatever. So this is my like that wall, that side I have got. Now what I need to do is, we need to create this side. Okay, so I know it is 0.3, so I'll use offset over here. It is going to help me. I'll use offset. First one is 0.3, 0.3. Okay, and just enter and click on this and click here. Okay, So that is made. Now again, if I'm going to right click, enter, right click, you will repeat with that offset. So now that is your 4.2. So you can type 4.2 over here and enter. Just click on this, enter. Now I know when I'm going to click here, and this side it's going to be 0.3. Okay, it's going to be 0.3 meter. Okay, just 0.3 and enter. Okay, so this is my offset. Now I know that is 6 meter. Just click on that 6, enter. And now again, if I'm going to click here, it's going to be 0.3. Okay, that is 0.3 meter. 0.3 meter, enter. So you can see here, particularly our drawing hall and that living room, this one offset pair is created. Now nothing need to do, just like below one you can pick that line, just select this and join here, right click, enter to come out, or you can use escape or that part also. Again take that line, just select this and click on this, right click, enter. So we have created this rectangular and that walls on that vertical side. Now horizontals we can create. Okay, so horizontal also we can see that is 0.3 meter. Okay, that is also 0.3 meter. What we need to do, just again we are going to use our offset, that is 0.3 meter. Just write 0.3 and enter, and after that click and below go and click here. Now you can see we have created that plan. Now we need to basically omit these unwanted lines. Okay, you can see here in that plan also at the corners. Okay, so where there basically you are seeing, you need to omit that. So here, no, I didn't told you this. Now this trim is going to be important. So trim you have to select. Now just zoom this component, just you need to do what, you need to just drag. Okay, you need to drag this, select this trim, you can just click or drag. You have to click on this. So anywhere basically these lines are there, you can basically make that. Now you can see here oh, this area is done. Okay, so like that you have to make this plan. Now the most important thing when we talk about the door. Okay, so we know here we have a door on this corner. Okay, and the size of the door is like D1, that is 1 meter. Okay, so what we need to do, how we need to create the door. Okay, so right now we have to make that above geometry also for the door. So no issues, we are going to trim this line also over here and drag it. So like that we have to create this geometries. I think so up to here it is clear.